Hello everyone, I'm Louisa and this is Lucas. Today on Bar Hopsters, we're going to be visiting one of the most secretive hutong bars in Beijing. Since it is a speakeasy, we don't want to ruin the fun for you. We'll keep the exact path a mystery. So what kind of bar are we talking about? One that preserves tradition while breaking new grounds. BAIJIU shots and cocktails, here we come. Welcome to Bar Hopsters, and it's great to be here today, David.
It's both a pleasure and a privilege to host you, Louisa.
Okay, tell us about this bar. This bar specializes in baijiu.
That's right, we're the world's very first dedicated baijiu bar.
You know, a lot of people say that baijiu is like a Chinese version of vodka.
Vodka is defined as an odorless, colorless, flavorless spirit, and baijiu has thousands of different ways that it can taste and smell.
I feel like baijiu is more for someone like my dad's age or my grandpa's age.
Yeah. Typically, people here are a bit younger, like most bar-going folk. Young Chinese people have a real strong sense of pride for the tradition and history and culture of China. And so for them to see this traditional spirit served up in a hip, cool, fun way is really rejuvenating. We get a very strong local crowd of people who like to come here just for drinks on the weekend. We get a huge tourism crowd. Part of it is Westerners coming to China for the first time, and part of it is domestic tourists in China who have heard about people making baijiu cocktails and they just think that's really weird, so they come out here and try it.
What was your initial reaction when you first tried baijiu? Did you fall in love with it instantly?
Oh, I got really sick because the taste was something to get used to, but even more so was drinking culture in China, which I was not prepared for at all. I was in the countryside, a lot of people were excited to see me, and everybody wanted it to be very hospitable and gracious. People were eating lamb kebabs, drinking baijiu, and everybody was waving at me because they weren't used to seeing foreigners. And I thought that they were friends with my friend there. So they were all inviting me to the table, and I had to show them respect by drinking baijiu with them. I drank so much baijiu, I've never been that sick in my life.
How do we pick as a customer when we first come to this bar?
When you come, I definitely recommend starting with the intro flight, which is Baijiu 101.
Okay.
No matter who you are, how many people in your group, a bartender will sit down with you and tell you the history of baijiu, specifically how baijiu is made, and really focus on the different flavors that you have with each of those baijius. This right here is our introduction to baijiu. If you find there's a baijiu you really like, because they can be quite different from one to the next, you can say, I really like this light aroma baijiu. And then from there, you can try flights of different light aroma baijius, or you can try a cocktail made with that as well. My favorite is the paper crane, and I can make one for you right now if you like.
Yeah.
So we have some Luzhou Laojiao, some fresh squeezed lemon juice, and 2 Italian aperitivo bitters. We're gonna mix that all up in equal parts and make the paper crane. Enjoy.
I've been to a handful of speakeasies. I know that they all have house rules. So what are the house rules here?
We're in a very old residential part of Beijing, so we can't make a lot of noise. Not the place to come and dance or stand on the bar and take shots, unless it's our anniversary, and then maybe we'll do a bit of that ourselves. You can't smoke inside, and everything else is cool. You can bring your own food here. You can order food to the bar. Yeah, we're pretty chill.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Here in China, we have to down the shot, right?
This is the baijiu I learned to drink baijiu with when I was raising cattle in northern Hebei.
Okay.
This is what we would drink all the time. And so I will introduce you to my bar with the baijiu that introduced me to baijiu.
All right. Let me
What does it smell like? What flavors are you getting from that? I get a bit of sweet corn, maybe some wet hay also, like a very kind of agricultural summertime.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's not bad.
It's really good, yeah.
Thank you for having me.
This is a pleasure, yeah.
If you haven't tried baijiu here in China, then you can't really say you know anything about Chinese drinking culture. Till next time here on Bar Hopsters. So when you're not here at Capital Spirits, where do you usually go? Where do you hang out with your friends or your date?
I'm loyal to the hutongs, so I'm all about Mao Mao Chong. They're a pioneer in the hutong bars. They have a huge gin collection and they do a lot of really cool infusion stuff. So all kinds of flavors, all kinds of profiles, and Eric is the coolest bartender in Beijing.
I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna say, David told me to come here, yeah?
Oh yeah, be careful. He might make you drink a little too much then.